Hey guys, if you're working on Scream Team, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of direction for each area where the Scream Team might be, okay? If you are working the entrance area to the haunted house, it essentially means you're going to be in the brick foyer right by the door that enters the back side of the SCLC building, okay? This area is going to be one of the most crucial areas of the haunted house because the people who work this door for Scream Team are going to be communicating constantly with the Popsicles and Scream Team person who works the inside door, because these people are going to make the decision how many people get to enter, and you need to be keeping track of things like how many people did we just let in, how fast are they going, how slow are they going, because we want to make sure that not too many people enter the building at a time. And we also want to make sure that people aren't rushing. We want them to sort of enjoy this experience. Each area should probably take about 25 minutes or so to get through. So this little corridor right here, if you're working Scream Team, whether you're working what we're calling the entrance, or whether you're working this inside area, you guys are going to be constantly communicating with the leader of the Popsicles, which is going to be probably Noemi and Alex, because they work for the Writing Center, and they can give you a good idea of how many people have entered, how fast they're going through the deep freeze, and whether or not we need to let more people in at the door or maybe fewer people at the door, okay? So this is going to be a super key area. One of the other things in this area is, of course, the exit. So if you're working the exit door, first of all, you are going to be working with the person who's doing the entrance. This is a small enough area, as you can see, this little brick foyer, that you guys are probably going to be walking back and forth a lot to communicate. This door is where people are going to leave from the haunted house. And so the person who's standing here working the exit, one of the things that you're going to do is give them a ticket voucher for their free t-shirt. So remember that the first 50 visitors who survive the butcher shop get a little ticket that essentially entitles them to the free t-shirt. Both nights, the first 50 people will get that. So if you're working the exit, number one, you got to kind of stop them. What we're hoping is literally people will be so excited to leave that they're going to kind of be running at this door. And you need to keep account of how many people you've given that free ticket thing to. What we will do is probably only print 50 just so it helps, but you never know. There'll be a few extra. You may drop one on the floor accidentally. Somebody might accidentally grab two, but you need to keep track of how many people are coming out. So right at 50 is when we stop giving out the vouchers. The other thing is, if you're working the exit right here, you want to make sure people are exiting in a way that's appropriate. So even though we sort of want the scare to continue, we got to make sure that they're safe on the stairs. So if you're working the entrance or the exit, you're also going to be walking down just a little bit, and it's right next to it, just a little bit to the stairs. People who are coming into the haunted house will be on the right. People who are leaving are going to come up the stairs on the right. Typical flow pattern, right, for stairs, okay? But what you want to make sure that you do is, if you're working the exit, is walk up to the stairs a little bit. Make sure they're staying to the right. You may also want to tell them where the t-shirt table is. Now, the t-shirt table is going to be upstairs, right next to the science building. So they literally are just going to go up the stairs and turn right, and they'll see the t-shirt area, okay? The other thing that you want to do if you're working the exit area, since you're right in this spot, you're going to also be communicating to the Scream Team person working the top of the stairs. So these three areas, as you can see, are related, okay? You want to be asking the person at the top of the stairs, making sure there's not too many people on the stairs. There should be maybe a stair in between them. That's why we've got the line way outside. So the stairs should not be packed. It should literally be single file going up and single file going down, okay? You're going to want to keep track of that. The other person who's working in this area is going to be the person right at the top of the stairs. And the person at the top of the stairs also has a key function, because this is essentially where you're going to drop something like I just did. This is going to be where you take their ticket. Okay, so as you can see, this is the top of the stair area, and someone's going to be standing about here right by the metal pole. And as people approach here, essentially what you're going to do is ask them for their ticket, okay? Their ticket essentially just looks like that. The top part is going to be for the butcher shop. The bottom part is going to be for Haunted Forest. So you just want the top part of the ticket, and you're going to have just a regular little Halloween bucket here, and you're going to put them in there. Remember that if you're working this area, some of the time, you're going to have to be kind of a jerk. Nobody gets in without a ticket. Everybody needs to behave themselves on the stairs. And this is sort of how you guys are going to communicate if you're Scream Team, okay? If somebody does get rowdy, especially if they complain about not being able to get in with a ticket, without a ticket, remember, you can say to them, you signed a waiver. They sign a disclaimer that says they're going to follow directions, that they're going to have their ticket with them, all that kind of stuff. So you have the right to say to them, hey, no one gets in without a ticket. If somebody really gets upset, remember that you're right outside and there are police. Thank goodness. The police are going to help us again this year. If somebody gets super rowdy, you use your walkie-talkie. You make sure somebody who's in the area grabs the police. All you have to say is, we've got somebody misbehaving, somebody being a little bit rowdy. Can the police come this way? And they absolutely will, okay? So Scream Team for the entrance and the exit, along with this stair area, you've got some key roles. You essentially get to decide how many people enter the haunted house, when, how well they're behaved, and make sure that they have that ticket. Thanks, guys.